Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Jaclyn, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
That's good. Where are you right now?
We're at an Airbnb in Philly.
Oh, wow. So this was supposed to be like your honeymoon time, right?
Yeah, we would be leaving for Italy on Sunday.
Ay, ay, ay. I mean, Philly, it's the Italy of the US.
It's just like Provence.
It's just like Provence. Oh my gosh. So tell me like a little bit about your wedding. You guys got married in October.
Yeah, we got married in October in Montauk in at Soleil East in their little backyard. And we had about 100 people. So I don't, relatively small, relatively big, depending on who you ask. And it was perfect. Couldn't have changed anything.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that having like a more intimate wedding is always a great way to make sure that you're able to like see everyone on wedding day and talk to everybody. And also you have the people that actually matter to you there,
Yeah,
as opposed to like someone you've never met.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there was a couple of those, but
Well, sure. I mean, there's bound to be like a one or two, whatever, but like
yeah,
in general, you pretty much know
yeah,
everyone who's there.
yeah. It
That's
was great.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like your wedding dress hunt and how that went for you.
So we got engaged in October of the previous year, and I started. We had like a goal to have pretty much all the details knocked out by December, which was a little bit aggressive, but in hindsight, it was great because then we were able to kind of just enjoy being engaged um, with like, invitations here and there. But majority of the wedding, minus my dress, had been planned and paid for by December. Um, and I started my dress hunting at Kleinfeld naturally.
Naturally.
It was just like something that like the moms wanted to do and my girlfriends were excited about. Um, and we live in New York, so that's kind of just where you start. And the experience wasn't what I had pictured in my head. Um, uh, I'm an architect, so spaces are very important to me, and it didn't feel like a place where I wanted to drop thousands of dollars on an outfit. It felt very um, factory-esque. Um, and we started there, and then I did a couple of boutiques in New York with my girlfriends, and just I already knew like I wanted something different than most brides. So trying to find that one odd item was a bit tough. A lot of the sales assistants wanted to put me in like beautiful dresses, which were fun to try on, but like I was on a mission. Like I wanted to find this dress and get it over with and stop thinking about it. I didn't want to try on a million dresses. And every time I said, well, do you have like a jumpsuit or like pants? And they're like, oh, they would kind of turn their nose up at it at like, oh yeah, we have some like city hall bride outfits or like, um, or like mother of the bride, like it was just kind of like their reaction to it, if I was a salesperson, wouldn't have been what I got. And
Right.
then just the overall retail experience just wasn't, I wasn't just falling in love. Like I wasn't having that moment that they show you on television.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty rare that people actually have that moment where like the clouds part and there's a unicorn and rainbows, but to have like an emotional feeling towards a
Yeah,
dress, is something that you want to at least like have some excitement over, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So I, and I knew you before all this, and like it was just kind of in the back of my head, like, okay, if I don't find anything, like Jaclyn can help me.
Yeah.
And so I did 3 appointments and wasn't getting there. And that's when I reached out to you and I was like, I'm just not finding what I want. And I know you can make it. So,
Yeah. No, I was so excited whenever you did call me, and then whenever you shared your inspiration, because, like, yes, knowing you, it felt to me to just be such a wedding day version of Sarah that I was just pumped that that was your vision. um, and then just, having the honor to be a part of your day was huge for me. So
yeah.
tell me about your inspiration and how you kind of came up with it.
Well, Jared and I kind of started with our wedding vision as like, it just has to be about us and who we are as a couple and individuals and coming together and our families. So that was always the bottom line. Like, we didn't want to do something just because that's what people typically did at a wedding.
Mm.
And the wedding dress, I don't typically get girly in life in general. So, like, getting a gown was overwhelming for me. And like, wasn't gravitating towards like glitter or sparkles, or I kind of just wanted something streamlined but like funky. And ever since I was a little kid, I was obsessed with this one outfit on I Love Lucy where she had this gown over pants and
Yes.
it's a hostess gown. And it just, I was like, that's it. Like, if I'm gonna get fancy, I'm gonna have funky pants underneath it. So I just had that vision of that, and like, if I had that, then I could be myself and comfortable, and like have this little secret during the ceremony that like, ooh, I've got pants on.
Secret pants.
Secret pants.
That's awesome. Yeah, whenever you shared with me like that Lucy inspo and then some more like modern kind of takes on different elements of the dress, it made me really excited. So I know for us, what we did was we ended up having multiple muslin fittings, especially for the pants.
Well, I got that booty,
You got
so
that booty, girl, and that teeny, teeny, tiny little waist. So,
yeah, not
um,
the
yeah, fitting you
not the easiest ask for you, but we got it.
we did. So yeah, so your gown was 3 pieces, as but it was this beautiful satin bodice that had a great scoop neck to it, and then these killer fitted pants, that were not stretch material. So I'm really interested to
No.
know how was dancing on the dance floor in a non-stretch
Well, I told you I was going to get down, and you told me professional opinion, don't,
pant. Yes.
and I did.
Okay.
We went into the wee hours. I mean, Jared stayed up till sunrise, but
Okay.
I lasted until 3 a.m. But yeah, we were. That was the goal of our wedding, was to
Yeah.
just have this huge dance party with all of our friends. So like, I knew I didn't want anything on my arms, so I couldn't like move like this, and I knew that I would be getting down on the dance floor. So yeah, the pants lasted um,
Great
all,
news.
all night. Probably didn't last when I was ripping them off at the end of the night, but
Oh no. Those
and just like falling into bed. But I think I
um,
slept with the bodice on, but
that
it
means
was
you
a good
had a
night.
really good wedding, Sarah.
I did.
Yeah, yeah. And then in your overskirt, it was buttons the whole way down the front of it, with this really great, like, thick waistband. Um,
Yeah.
and so did you keep all the buttons buttoned for the ceremony?
Yeah, so we did the first look on the beach first, and like that, I kind of had it partially open for, because I knew Jared would be excited for me to like have pants on. He'd be like, you know, like he knew it was me once he saw it because he had no idea what I was wearing. And so the first look, I had it opened, and then we came back to the hotel, and my mom helped me button all the buttons, and I walked down the aisle with both my parents, and I had it fully closed. So a lot of people hadn't seen me at that point. But then after the first dance with my father and with Jared, um, I opened it up and like walked around and said hi to people, and people were so excited about the pants, and that was exciting. And then probably halfway through the dancing in the reception before the after party, um, I took it off and was dancing with just my pants.
That's awesome. That's cool. It's really shows you how like you can have separates just transition you all day long, you know,
Yeah,
which is
I
so
knew my mom wanted to have the skirt closed during the ceremony to have, you know, my mom's Catholic, to lean more towards like, you know, having your shoulders covered in church and stuff like that.
sure, sure, sure. You know, we make a concession here or there for mama, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, your wedding is about you and your partner, but also about your mom.
Yeah. It's okay to let mom have like something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Well, I'm interested to know what kind of advice, after going through the whole wedding planning process, what kind of advice would you give to a bride that is planning her wedding now?
Um, I mean, everybody's different. Some people really want like above and beyond, and like they won't be happy until they have that. And some people just want like six of their close friends around, and that's great. And you really just have to stick to your guns about who you are and who you are as a couple, and make decisions that way. But in the end, it's really about the people that you're with, and it's not about the flowers. It's not about your, no offense, Jaclyn, it's not about the dress.
I agree. I agree. It's not about the dress.
um, it's it's just the only thing you're really gonna, and like our food was great, but don't remember it. It's like at the end of the day, you're gonna remember like hugging everybody, having the time with those people who really matter to you, and you know, like the laughs that you had, and like that's what you're going to remember about your wedding. So like chill out on the flowers, and like do not, I was stressing out about the flowers up until the last minute, and like if I could just let go of that stress for my past self, like it would have been much better for me leading up to it. But yeah, let go of the little stuff for sure.
I think that's great advice, Sarah. I think that often we can just get so wrapped up in those little things. And at the end of the day, it's just about the two of you guys coming together and creating
Yeah,
a little family unit. So,
yeah, there were a lot of details that I was stressing over just because you have this picture in your head of the wedding, like even the invitations. And at the end of the day, we just chose to send out a website invite, which
there you go.
I'm so glad we did, because I did not need to spend the money on those fancy invitations that I was being pushed towards. So
Yeah.
stick to your guns.
That's awesome advice. Well, Sarah, it was so good catching up. Thank
Yes.
you for taking time out of your Philadelphia honeymoon.
Our quarter moon is what we're calling it.
Oh, there we go. There you go. Well, I hope that in the future you get to travel abroad and have a really awesome um, postponed honeymoon. So
Yeah, we will.
awesome. All right. So good to see you. Thanks.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.